Hello, I'm Dave Ayling and I'm here to show you Straightpoint's new software, Proof Test Plus. This software is designed for use by test engineers out in the field who want to quickly and easily create a certificate using any one of Straightpoint's wireless load cells. The first thing to do is select the name of the engineer who's performing the test. You can either add an engineer by clicking here and entering in the name, the ID, their qualification and adding. You can delete an engineer, or you can choose an engineer from this main screen. So I'll choose Bob for this test. In this screen, you can select or add the reference load cell that we'll be using to perform the test. You can enter in the serial number of the load cell, the model. You can enter in the date that it was calibrated, the measurement, was it calibrated in tons or in pounds, and the working load limit, and you can add it. Or you can select from a load cell that's already been added previously. I'm going to select this one. Now you'll notice it's come up with a warning screen now, and that is because the load cell is outside of our recommended calibration period of 12 months. So the software will now ask if you're sure you want to carry on with this load cell. So we will click yes, and we can now enter in a date that the load cell was recalibrated. Let's say it was calibrated on the 1st of July. Confirm. This screen allows you to enter in the details of the customer where you're performing the test. You can search here by customer name or address, or you can add in a new customer with a name, address, telephone number and contact details, or you can select a previously entered customer. So we'll choose Liverpool Port. We're now on to the load test details. Once you're in the load test details, you can enter in the details for the product that you're testing. So let's say it is a crane and the serial number, and it is a 30-ton crane. And test method, let's say we're going to be using a water bag. Notes is a free entry field. You can type whatever you want in here, so we'll put that it was raining and heavy winds. Once you're complete, you click on to next, and we can now start to set up the actual test. So in this screen now, we can enter in the load test 2, so this will be to 35 tons. Start threshold. Now this setting allows you to set the percentage at which point the software will start to log data. If it's a slow test, you may not want to log data from 0. You may want to wait until you're higher capacities. So for instance, this one will be 10% of 35 tons, 3.5 tons before it starts to log. We have a read interval. We're going to be reading it twice per second, and here will be a live reading once we've connected the load cell. So assuming that you have the load cell rigged and you switch the load cell on, you can press start, and we should be able to apply some load. Okay, so the load cell is rigged and we're now applying load. You can see here there is a live reading, and as we start to build up over 3.5 tons, which is our threshold, the graph is starting to populate with load against time. So we continue to apply load as we fill our water bag. So there's 25 tons, 30 tons, and we have just over 35 tons. Obviously in the field you would hold the load for as long as you deem is necessary, but when you're complete you press onto end test here. Once you hit end test, it comes up with the maximum load, which was 31.16, and then you can deem was that an acceptable or an unacceptable test. If you click on unacceptable, when you create the certificate, the system will ask you to put in some notes so that you can describe why the test was unacceptable. If you click on acceptable, we can press complete. It now says that the load test is correct and completed, and we can go back to the beginning. Once we get to this stage, we can view certification. So we can click on there. We can again search for certificates by customer name or serial number. Here's the one we just created. If we click on there, it opens up the certificate we just completed. So my company that performed the test was Acme Lifting. Here's the details on the load test, the details of the customer, what it was we were testing, the reference load cell, the peak load, and then it's signed off on the bottom. If you're happy with that, once you're in this position, you can print, you can save, you can email, it's a PDF report, you can do whatever you like with it. And that is the Straightpoint Proof Test Plus software.